greatest sustained cumulative run by any group of handicappers. It just keeps breaking new records each and every day. I guess kind of like the stock market. It's really not crazy and it's not unbelievable. Why? At Joe Duffy's Picks, we certainly got another wave, our best wave ever of brand new systems. We told you how we added some of the best simulation software. Why don't you click on, you can even see on the home page, we do a link to an article, or I'm sorry, to a video that really explains why I've become even better, and we give you very specifics. And because of the new dynamics with all the legal sports books, there's more of a sharp versus square chasm than there's been in many years, and we're taking advantage of it. Just visit offshoreinsiders.com for more details on that. All right, why don't we get to, let's see, what should we go first? Why don't we get to the top public plays of the day? And for some of you, these would be considered contrarian plays. Who is the public betting on? If you're a contrarian bettor, you believe on betting on the opposite side. 69% of the bets are on the Boston Celtics. That's extremely significant. Why? Because the Boston Celtics are an underdog, and the public usually likes to bet favorites. So the fact that the strongest consensus play in the NBA is an underdog, and especially a fairly big underdog, is very significant. Now back to the usual road favorites. Orlando is 68% of bettors. Golden State and Toronto each 64% of bets on those teams. The top bets in college basketball, added game, 72% of bets on New Orleans, and that's University. 71% on Bradley. And they're really the main consensus bets. We don't really even have a ton of humongous line moves. The biggest one on a lower profile game, Campbell went from a 1-point favorite against Radford to a 2.5-point underdog. Longwood, a team that I think the Master Lock line has been a big part of the Master Lock line's 97-41 start to college basketball season. They opened up as a 2-point favorite. They're now 1-point underdogs to High Point. Clemson opened up as a 2-point underdog. They're now 2-point favorites against Georgia Tech. Stephen F. Austin opened up as a 13.5-point favorite to Northwest State. They're now 16.5-point favorites. Furman opened up as 9-point favorites to VMI. They're now up to 11.5-point favorites. And the other line moves, one of them started, Fordham and Davidson, and they're really the biggest line moves of the day. Why don't we go to our free pick? In the NBA, it's from Joe Duffy's Picks. Orlando minus the 3 against Minnesota. Road teams off of 3 straight road losses, 324, 245, and 18. Away favorites off of a loss under specific circumstances that apply in this game, 825, 657, and 23. That includes a subsystem of 784, 612, and 22. Now, we told you that I've added, the projection models, the simulators, as great cooperation. And our top computer model did 10,000 simulations and found Orlando covering at a rate of 67%, and they're projected to win this game by 10 points. So Orlando is your free pick from Joe Duffy's Picks. Who have been the top teams in the NBA to bet on this year? Again, the rankings will be based on the margin of cover, not necessarily the ATS record, but how much they're covering by. Chicago, in fact, I'm sorry, make this over-under. These have been the top over-under teams in the NBA. The top over team in the NBA, Chicago, going over 9-5 by an average of 9.2 points per game. They're exceeding the total. Sacramento over 10-4 by 8.1 points per game. Washington over 8-3 by 7.7. Then there's a drop off to Denver over 10-4, but only by 4.3 points per game. Now, who have been the top under teams? Well, we'll give it to you in the order that most people like to give it. Sometimes I say under 11-2 anyway. Atlanta, their over-under record 2-11, going under by an average of 11.2 points per game. Dallas, 3-10. Going under by an average of 10.5. So in other words, they've gone under 10 of 13. Same for Cleveland, 3-10, minus 10.4. New York, over 4, under 11 by an average of 10.2. 2 points per game, and then there's a little bit of a drop-off after that. If you do like this free information, please, literally like it. I do mean literally like it. Give us a heart if you're watching on Periscope. Please share us on wherever, on any type of social media. We would greatly appreciate it. If you got a website, feel free to embed it. And I know you can put your own ads around it. And, comment on YouTube if you're watching on one of the many podcast providers. Please give us a positive review for the sites that do allow that. And another way to support this, please visit both DuffyScents.com, that's as in the fragrance sense, SCENTS, and DuffyGifts.com. So that's DuffyScents.com and DuffyGifts.com.